Hi everyone, welcome to my Thursday night live and the second part of 30 ways to level up for free. For those of you that may be new to me, there is a lot going on the planet at the moment, and every time we have an equinox or a solstice, there's planetary alignments that affect us, and it's an opportunity for us to let go of problematic things in our consciousness, false beliefs, fears, that kind of thing, stuck emotional stuff, and level up. What does that mean? When we level up, we're projecting a better reality for ourselves. Law of projection. There's lots of other videos in my series below if you want to know about things like that. But today is about the second part of ways you can level up without spending any money. And everyone likes something for free. It's just part of being human. So I've got my list here, big list. We're on number 16 today, and I've already made one video with the first 15 called 30 Ways to Level Up for Free, part 1, and this is part 2. So number 16 on my list is listen to Mozart. Mozart's important because it's said to cancel mind control. And if you think mind control is not real, subliminal messages, all of this type of thing, certain people using NLP tricks on you to trick you into doing things. There's a lot going on out there, guys, and Mozart cancels it. So listening to Mozart and listening to classical music in general raises the frequency at a cellular level for you. It raises the frequency. It's actually good for your health, listening to classical music. So that's item 16. My favourite is the harp. Whenever I listen to harp or a piano, I can just feel it in every cell in my body. It really does make a difference to how I feel when I'm listening to classical music and that type of thought. But all of the different instruments have a different effect on you. So, try the harp, try the piano, try the violin, try, anything like that. Maybe even listening to Asian music and stuff like that. All of these affect different levels, different energy systems in our body, and actually can clear toxic energy out of your body. So listening to music is really powerful. Not heavy rock. Anybody who's come across Emoto Mazuro's book about the miracles of water, when he took pictures of frozen water under a microscope, and you can see it looks like beautiful star shapes and things like that, like, frosty icicle kind of things. If it's been near classical music or monks chanting or something like that, whereas if you put it next to a microwave or heavy rock music, it distorts the water. And it's a great book. Even just Googling it, you can find images of it on the internet. So interesting stuff, worth looking at. 17, drink plenty of water. Water's cleaning out toxins from your body. This is raising your frequency. So, that's an important thing to do, getting your 8 glasses of water in every day. And remember to, put a pinch of salt in there as well, because when we cry, when we sweat, when we urinate, we're always losing salt in our water. It's not just pure water that comes out of our body, it's salty. 18, eat fresh organic food if you can. Makes a big difference to your body. Try to avoid wheat and dairy, sugar and processed foods. And things like coffee and alcohol and cigarettes, obviously, they're going to make a difference as well. 19, I know it's hard, and a lot of people are in the habit of having a cup of coffee in the morning, but try and cut down on your coffee because it is acidic to your body, and a lot of coffee has mold in it, which accumulates in your system and can cause illness and disease in your system. So maybe having it just at the weekend as a treat or something like that, but drinking lots of coffee all day. I remember back in the day, 20-30 years ago, when I was working in an office in the architectural world, we drank coffee all day long. We didn't even think about it. There was always a jar of coffee on the go. And looking back now, I'm like, wow, I used to drink so much coffee, And if you wean off it, it can actually feel like, you're detoxing. So coffee's a one to be careful of. 20, practice sungazing. Asking one, God, whatever your belief system is, creator, to burn out unwanted programs in your system by staring at the sun either up to an hour after sunrise or an hour before sunset. Not when it's up high in the sky, guys. That's not a wise thing to do. So that hour before sunset or after sunrise is the safest time where you can actually sun gaze. So you can actually fully open your eyes and looking into the sun, and you're bringing in that powerful energy that you can use to heal yourself with by just setting that intention and requesting that from your higher consciousness, source, God, one, creator, call it what you will. That's another powerful one. 21, asking one, God, creator, whatever your belief system is, to bliss the rain when it's raining. Instead of thinking, oh God, it's raining again, and letting the rain be, something that's not a good thing, using the rain to be blessing everything and turning it into holy water, as good as, anyway. That's a powerful one to do. 22 is take the 21-day challenge, connecting to one source, whatever your belief system is, and asking for your thoughts, words, and deeds to be guided. Now, you'd be amazed how you'll notice the difference when you go to do something. Then it's like your inner voice will say, that's, go left instead of right, or go out this way today, or take a different, route to work or wherever you're going. And you'll start to notice that you've got that connection and you've got that inner guidance guiding you all of the time. Once you get into that habit of just saying it every morning, I've been saying it for years and I still say it. It's the first thing I say when I wake up in the morning, is I'm asking for my higher consciousness, one, to guide my thoughts, words and deeds. And it does really make a difference. So that was 22. We're on 23. Practice the 33-minute candle staring, no mind meditation 1 to 3 times a day if you can. It gets easier, but even if you only do 10 minutes, just staring at a candle, focusing on the candle flame. It's great if you can do it in a darkened room, or have your own little space somewhere where there's not too many distractions around you, and just focusing on the candle, stare at the candle. Now your mind is going to be thinking, I've got to do this and I've got to do that, and monkey mind is all over the place talking to you about all sorts of things. It's not that you can zero that out. Actually, men find it easier to do than women, but that's because our brains are wired differently. Men take one thing out of the box and they focus on that one thing, they put it back in the box and they move on to the next box. Women have got 100 boxes going on at the same time. We're just wired differently. So men find it easier to just blank everything out than women. If you're a woman and you're still having all this monkey mind going, it's fine. Don't worry about it. It doesn't mean you're not doing it right. But what you can do is ignore it. We've all been in a space where there's lots of noise going on around us and we can just zone it out. So just zone out your thoughts and focus on the candle. Just keep pulling your awareness back to the candle. Some people can do it without a candle and with their eyes closed. So you can try it either way. You can either stare at the candle with your eyes open, and you are allowed to blink, just ignoring your thoughts, ignoring everything else that's going around, just totally focused on the candle. Or you can close your eyes and just be in your heart center and be completely focused in that. I like to imagine myself sliding down like a fireman's pole into a big white comfy chair in my heart, in my higher heart, and just resting in that place. And I find it really easy to ignore my thoughts now, just being in that space. When you're in no mind, there's no time. What does that mean? Well, no time means no aging. So if you get into a practice of doing 20 minutes a day, either 10 in the morning or 20 in the morning, or 10 in the morning and 10 in the evening, or even more throughout the day, that's between 20 and 30 minutes a day that your body has gone into another level of consciousness where it's not aging. So you add that up over the week, over the month, over the years, and you're actually extending your longevity by learning to meditate, as well as a whole list of other things. How good it makes you feel, how calm it makes you feel, overcoming stress and stuff like that, and just being present, practicing just being in the moment. We spend most of our lives from the minute we get up in the morning running around looking after the children, getting them off to school, going to work, doing what we do in our jobs, going out at lunchtime, getting some errands done, back to work, traffic home, kids from school, husbands, wives, whatever it is. This is men and women. We've all got so much going on, and then we put the television on and we've got all that distraction, or we've got social media and all that distraction. Our spirit needs quiet time. It needs to just be. We're off balance. We're overloading our brain. We're overloading our systems with too much information, too many distractions, and the spirit suffers as a result of it. So practicing meditation is a life-changing thing, especially if you've got things like anxiety or depression or high-stress jobs or something like that. Yeah, I was doing it every night for 2 months before bed. It goes really quickly. It does. We do it in my Patreon channel for 20 minutes. And new people might find 20 minutes sitting there in front of their phone, with me meditating a long time. But the people that have been doing it with me for a while, that 20 minutes feels like 5 minutes because there's no time. So it's a great practice. And even if you just start off for 5 minutes, once you get into it, you start to get the feeling of what inner peace feels like. Oh my God, inner peace. Once you've found your inner peace, you want more of it. It just feels so amazing. You want to pull more of that inner peace into your being. And we were created to be meditating. I think it's a missing thing in society, and that's why there's so many mental health problems out there, so much anxiety and depression and stress. There are other things causing that as well, but learning to meditate is life-changing. Once you get into the habit of it, and if you don't do it, you think, what's missing? What didn't I do today? When you go into no mind first thing in the morning, set your intention that today's going to flow, the traffic's going to flow, anything you're going to do today is going to just be so smooth. You set your intentions, you set your precedents for the day, and it does make a difference. We live in a reality sphere that is a bit like a simulator, a holographic simulator, and we're the program. So when we think about something, when we set our intentions of what we want to happen and bring into our day, we're actually putting a program into our reality. So that's worth getting into practice too. Just set precedents for your day and see how it goes. You can do it for all sorts of things. Whenever I've gone on vacation, many years ago I went to Sri Lanka on vacation, and when I was meditating on the plane, I said in my mind, it's my intention to meet a Buddhist monk when I get to Sri Lanka that is going to teach me something that is going to stay with me for the rest of my life. Well, I just happened to be in Sri Lanka at the time when it was Buddha's birthday. And there is a temple called the Temple of Tooth that apparently in a tabernacle, and you can go visit it, has got a tooth of Buddha's in this tabernacle, and it's open one day a year on his birthday to go and see it. And I actually went to see it. I did meet the Buddhist monk. He actually came to the hotel on that day and gave a talk and a meditation. And at the time, he was the purest soul I'd ever come across. His aura, his energy field was golden around his heart, and he had this aquamarine aura all around him. It was just pure gold and unconditional love. It was a really special, thing for me to experience. So you can set intentions, what you want to bring into your life. Once you've done your meditation, get into that zone, be in that calm space, and then set in your intention that what you would like to happen for that day. And it takes a minute, just, less than a minute to do that. 24, learning breathing techniques to help you relax. All of these things are raising your frequency, lowering your stress levels, Learning to breathe. When you breathe in through your mouth, you're going into your lungs, but when you're breathing in through your nose, that's going into your brain. It's different. So deep breathing and exhaling slowly, and there are lots and lots of different breathing techniques out there. In my first book, The Angel, the Witch and the Warrior, I talk about the 18 breaths, and that's breathing in through your nose, down into your abdomen and out through your mouth 6 times, and then in through your nose into your lungs and out through your mouth 6 times, and then in through your nose into your upper chest, in through your nose and out through your mouth. That will take you into brainwave and theta brainwave frequency, which is meditative state. Okay, it's also a good place to be if you want to get into your manifesting. That's a whole other storyline. So there's that one. 25, water fast for 24 hours. Now, women have to be careful with fasting because of affecting our hormone imbalance. So not doing it for, too long, 10 days and stuff like that. Be careful with fasting. A day of fasting, a water fast, great. It's not going to do you any harm, particularly before an equinox or a solstice, because what's happening with those planetary alignments, we're getting downloads of energy coming in to the planet. I've had people saying to me this week, oh, I don't want to get up in the morning, I'm so exhausted. I'm like, September 22nd, equinox, big shift of energy coming through the planet at the moment. That's what's going on. And we're tired because our body is upgrading, we're raising our frequency, it's actually activating higher levels of our DNA, and there's a lot going on. So resting is important. Resting is very important. Short fasts, I'm all for it. But be careful, do your homework if you're going to do anything for a great amount of time, because it can affect your hormonal balance. Obviously, it's going to affect your health if you're doing massive fasts. And I've met people that have done it for 40 days and, lost 30 pounds to 50 pounds in weight in that time. But then you've got to wean your body back onto food. So this is something that you need to find someone who's an expert in that. Make sure you do your homework. Be very careful with fasting. Okay, 24 hours is great. It's fine. Anyone can do 24 hours without causing themselves any harm. 26, which is the speak less, listen more, and master the art of science. One of the things I've learned to do over the years, and people that know me from, being on my Instagram account will have watched me grow even over the last 4 years. I've always been quite a confident person and, had opinions and things like that. Now when I'm in company, I tend to listen more and speak less. And I listen to what people say. When you listen to what people say, particularly what people say about other people, there's a couple of really important sayings here. One is, what people say about you says something more about them than it does you, because they're projecting onto you their perception of who you are, what you're about. So the other thing is, we see the world as we are, not as it is. So our projection, and there is a video on law of projection if you haven't watched it, our projection and perception is based on what we've got inside us. So we tend to, we project onto other people our own light and our own dark sides. So thinking about that as well. So when you learn to listen to people, you listen to what they're saying about other people, and you're seeing what they're projecting onto other people, the light and the dark. And you can learn a lot about them by just listening to how they speak about other people. Okay, so that is a good one. That was number 26. Let me just turn the page, guys. Okay, so 27, exercise, walk, do what gets your heart rate up. Give yourself a little bit of exercise, that fresh air. It's good, feel good. Breathing in deep when you're walking. You don't have to go crazy. I work out 5 days a week now, but I only working out for like 15 minutes a day. It ranges between 15 and 20 minutes a day. It's not a lot. And I like to go walking anyway. I've got a dog. If you've got a dog, you're walking anyway. But just doing that bit of exercise, getting your lungs going, it's getting the energy moving through your body, it's getting you grounded. If you've got, if you've got a garden, get your bare feet on the grass. going to walk in the park. When the weather's good, you can walk on the grass in your bare feet as well. It's really a good thing to do. So exercise is important. We all know that. 28 is walking on the grass, but it needs to be the earth. When there's some great documentaries on YouTube about grounding. The grounding documentary, the importance of it. This has helped people with chronic arthritis and problems like that in their system, anxiety, all of this stuff. If you're not grounded, your energy's coming in and it should go down into the earth and back round. So this is the way your energy field works around your body. But if you're not grounded, it's getting stuck in your ankles, stuck in your knees, stuck in your hips, and eventually it causes disease in your body. So being grounded, it's taking the energy down. You're not stuck in your head so much when you're grounded as well. So you go to bed at night, you can't sleep because you're thinking about all these things because you're not grounded. You need to get your bare feet on the earth, not concrete, not slabs. So earth, soil, grass, sand, rocks, Mother Earth. You need to be touching it. If you can do 20 minutes a day, fantastic. If you can't, even jumping up and down on the earth makes a difference to grounding your energy. If you've got bare feet, fantastic. Okay, even stepping into the water, into the ocean, putting your feet into lakes and stuff like that is also very grounding. Even having a bath is grounding. So this is important for your whole energy field to be flowing in the right direction. Okay, so that's grounding. 29, we've got swimming in the lake or swimming in the ocean. Again, ocean, salt water, it's very cleansing, very grounding, very connecting to Mother Earth and very good for you. I used to love to swim. I'm cautious about swimming baths because of the chemicals that they put in them. Maybe do some research, see if there's a swimming bath, swimming pool near you that uses salt water or something like that. They do exist, and it does make a difference. So just being aware of what you're soaking your body, and remember your skin has got pores and it's absorbing all of it. So thinking about the chemicals as well. Ocean, lake, natural, Mother Earth. 30. Practice being in the moment and being kind to yourself. Okay, this is important. We go through our lives, we're bombarded with images of what it's like. We need to be this size, a size 6 or a size 4, or how cool people are because they're this and what they've got, and the pressure that most people are under to be like these celebrities and types like that. No offense to them. It puts people under a lot of pressure. People go around thinking they're not good enough, they're not thin enough, they're not cute enough, they're not pretty enough, they're so on and so forth. Just look yourself in the mirror every day when you clean your teeth and say, I love you, you're awesome, and high five yourself. It does make a difference. Even standing in the Superman pose with your fists on your waist and sticking your chest out, and it makes a difference. It lowers cortisol levels and it boosts confidence. It's a good thing to teach children to do it. This is a scientifically proven fact. So just being, loving on you. If you love you and love yourself, not in a I'm better than everyone else kind of way, in a loving yourself in a nurturing kind of way, then that's going to be projected in the world around you. Love is going to be projected in the world around you. And particularly to the mums out there, if you're running a family and you've got a job and children and a husband and house to look after and all of this, it's a lot of work. So just giving yourself that pink time, I call it, me time in your diary, to love on you and make sure that you get some time for you every day. That is just for you to take care of yourself. Even if it's just 20 minutes of lying in a nice bath with candles and locking the door and just giving yourself that time to get grounded and rest. It's important. Okay. So that's 15 of my 2-part 30 ways to level up for free. Now we've got the equinox coming on the 22nd of September, but people are going to be listening to this video at other times. We have 2 solstices a year and 2 equinox a year. All of these times are level up times, and it does make a difference. When you get to the equinox or the solstice, the cleaner you are, the more you've got rid of your trauma and your baggage and everything else that's going on in there and releasing those, the bigger the leap in consciousness you're going to experience during the equinox, during the solstice, and so on. Because what's happening then is your projection and your reality experience is changing because you've changed. If your frequency is higher, your reality is going to be better. If your frequency is low, you start going to see the negative in the world instead of the positive in the world. Okay? And I'm going to throw another one in just as a bonus here. Be very careful what you're absorbing and observing on social media, on television, in movies, and on the news and things like that. If you are watching anything on a screen at all, using my phrase of it's my intention to observe and not absorb on any level of consciousness. That's not just watching it, that's hearing it, feeling it. Everything that you're observing, 3-second rule. Okay, I lost connection there. Trying to be in the middle is the best place to be. That's where the inner peace comes, and you're just gliding down to the middle then. Okay guys, that's all for today. So have a great equinox. Remember, you can level up for free and prepare yourself. This is a big one. If you're feeling really tired, it's because the energies are coming through your body. So rest, stay hydrated, eat clean, retreat and ride this wave and enjoy the energies. I'll see you all again soon. Oh, by the way, please share, subscribe, click like, and go to my website. There's links below, and join my newsletter and check out my Patreon channel. We've got an amazing group in there, and we've nearly got the 100 people, which was my first goal. We meditate together. I open the one portal, so it's healing and meditation twice a month at the moment, and it's 30 minutes. It's powerful. We have a powerful group of people coming together. See you